Population increase has been steady globally, with the world's 7 billionth person being born in 2011. The population rise has been characterized by speedy urbanization trends the world over. Kenya, like many other developing countries, has witnessed rapid urbanization, with her urban population rising from 8% in 1963 to the current figure of 34%, and it is projected that about 50% of the Kenyan population will be urbanized by the year 2030. While the urban locale provides opportunities for improved livelihoods, the rapid growth strains technical and managerial systems for service delivery depressingly. In addition, the urban infrastructure in Kenya has in many cases been neglected and grossly underdeveloped. Besides, an imbalance between the ever-escalating demand and an uncorresponding limited or no expansion of resources further strains available infrastructure and compromises on quality as well as efficiency in the provision of basic services like water, shelter, energy, among other amenities.
Tulikuwa naenda maili nyingi tukitafuta maji. Tulikuwa hata mahali ya kwenda haja ndogo hatungepata.
Nilikuta hapa hakuna choo. Walikuwa wanachukua kasuku kujolea, wanachukua karatasi ya nylon, wanakunia hapa alafu wanarusha. Ilikuwa flying toilet.
The fact that most of these facilities are located at a distance or outside the residential areas necessarily also meant that particularly during night time, women and maybe girls are forced to go outside to attend to their sanitation needs, and it is during those hours that sometimes they then are subjected to rape and some other forms of assault.
Congestion in slum areas also chokes available resources and makes would-be service providers shun informal settlements.
Majority of even donor communities would like to invest in projects where we have secure tenure, that tomorrow nobody will come and say this is my yard, you have to move, and water points are valorized.
Nonetheless, slum dwellers have families with special needs which have to be met, their low income and the entrapping environments notwithstanding. Ironically, informal settlements continue to attract high numbers of non-governmental organizations working on similar projects, yet uncoordinated in their execution of duties. This has elicited unnecessary competition to the disadvantage of the slum dwellers. That is why the Civil Society Urban Development Program (CSUDP) was established in 2010 following a consultative workshop through which the Swedish International Development Agency (SIDA) aimed at facilitating its new strategies in supporting civil society organizations in Kenya.
The reason why we decided to support the CSUDP and the creation of CSUDP was that there was not a national coordination body or institution to coordinate the efforts on behalf of civil society for urban development.
The main intent of this program was to try and create a facility that can extend support to civil society organizations that are working within the urban sector. And not just working within the urban sector, but working with the poor in the urban sector.
The urban space in Kenya is going through a transformative phase propelled by the new constitutional implementation process. Fundamental transformation in the governance and management regimes of the urban areas are envisaged through various legislative instruments. The new constitution gives sovereign powers to the people of Kenya. It also protects and assures social, economic and cultural rights, including the right to accessible and adequate housing and to reasonable standards of sanitation, the right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities, and the right to social security.
It does not mean that the government must always, at any given time, be in a position to provide housing for everybody. The issue is the government taking the necessary steps, making the necessary budgetary allocation year in and year out, passing the necessary policies and implementing them.
Chapter 118 of the new law also compels Parliament to conduct its business in an open manner and to make its sittings and those of its committees open to the public and to facilitate public participation and involvement in the legislative and other businesses of Parliament and its committees.
all legislations that we have developed so far have been developed through involvement of the people, seeking their views. What do they want? How do they want it done?
The new constitution also presents a new form of governance where devolution remains the key word.
As a committed and close partner, we will continue to encourage and support Kenya throughout this process of devolution, of the transition and beyond.
The county system will require restructuring and proper strategies for running the would-be county cities in order to make them compete favorably with their counterparts across Kenya and the larger East African region.
Can we come out with a blueprint of a strategic plan for a county government that captures urbanization?
To prepare the urban residents for this transformation, Civil Society Urban Development Program, through its coordination platform of Civil Society Urban Forum, is leading local urban campaign initiatives through local urban forums currently established in 14 towns in Kenya. The local urban campaign under the banner "Whose Town Is It Anyway?" seeks to stimulate community passion to participate in shaping the form of urban areas in the new constitutional dispensation.
This day we are launching this urban forum for Kakamega.
Nairobi Local Urban Forum. Yo.
City Council without you is not City Council. So what you are doing today is the unity, the working together, the relationship we have with the Nairobians.
Mombasa Local Urban Forum is like a vehicle that we all board in and discuss issues, comment, and if we have suggestions, so that we move as one.
Csudp thrives in proper coordination of activities and has adopted a DISC principle that essentially focuses on achieving product depth as opposed to diversity, moving from innovative approaches to invention, advancing synergy as opposed to singular approach to interventions, and dissuading civil society organizations from competing and instead complementing each other and the state.
Civil society can never replace government in terms of investment portfolio. But yet, civil society can create a lead in providing products that are easily acceptable and viable.
The Civil Society Urban Development Program anchors its strength on 3 key pillars, which include coordination, access to basic services and shelter, as well as policy development.
Initially, we all want to be out there. We want to move very fast and we don't care what our partner organizations are doing. But with the forum of CSUDP, I think we have now synergy.
In collaboration with government line ministries and utility companies, CSUDP through its implementing partners has succeeded in improving housing, clean and affordable energy supply, as well as water connectivity and distribution for the urban poor. CSUDP appreciates that improvement in housing stock is a strategically important social and economic investment for any country. Well-planned housing and infrastructure of acceptable standards and affordable cost, when combined with essential services, affords dignity, security and privacy to the individual, the family and the community as a whole. On its part, Civil Society Urban Development Program has partnered with community-based organizations, financial institutions, and housing development partners to push the agenda of achieving the right to participatory development that ensures decent housing, healthy and stable communities.
Through a partnership between CSUDP and the National Cooperative Housing Union, a project intervention under the name SHADE was put together.
Using the capacity building from the CSUDP, we've been able to justify and show that cooperative housing model works for the urban poor. The urban poor are active economically. What they lack is somebody to help them plan their finances. The housing cooperatives that we've been able to promote, they have saved more than 10 million Kenyan shillings. For example, we were to do a demonstration with the Gumo Beggar Women Housing Cooperatives. Those are women who are actually squatting in land near the Wilson Airport. They were evicted from that land in November last year. It was quite an embarrassing situation to see people who had been in a settlement over 10 years just going one night without shelter. And we had just bought land for them, and they had put their own savings for that project. And what we did quickly, using the CSUDP demonstration, we were able to do the demonstration semi-permanent house, and we're going to put a permanent house. And then we were able to scale up and provide 20 shelters for the women. And before Christmas, they had a permanent home to live in. And I think demonstration is about showing is a good practice that actually can be scaled up.
In addition to low-cost housing, we also emphasize on low-cost building technology, which is mostly building materials. And so we promote, for example, the Makiga Engineering compressed blocks, which basically utilize the clay that is on one's land. We are developing, through this project, a product for enabling groups of poor people to be able to acquire land in a suitable place and then construct houses for themselves. In addition to that, we have another product where we finance people who already have land to construct houses incrementally. So we give them a loan to do the foundation plus a wall, and then we add another loan once they clear that loan.
Katika KREP tumejenga nyumba 9. Na hiyo loan ndio imetuwezesha tukajenga hizo manyumba.
A priority activity that will be undertaken by KISIP is to ascertain tenure in those selected municipalities, selected informal settlements. In securing tenure, we mean that we will undertake planning, we will undertake survey, we will undertake, of course, enumerations of beneficiaries who are there on the ground, who should in the end then get letters of allotment and titles.
Besides initiating community-negotiated security of tenure, CSUDP and partners are strengthening their efforts to put to a halt inhumane enforcement of law characterized by forced evictions and destruction of property in land recovery processes.
Those notices and consultations that precede any eviction must be publicized so that there is knowledge, not just on the part of the people who are likely to be evicted, but also on the part of the rest of the country.
CSUDP has provided not only a voice for the voiceless, but has also channeled change and development for the benefit of the poor urban dwellers. Besides the modern internet knowledge platform, CSUDP is engaging the media in spreading the idea of public participation and the opportunities that lie in the otherwise neglected urban poor settlements. Realizing that unsafe water and lack of basic sanitation fuels poverty, the Civil Society Urban Development Program has mobilized and facilitated implementing partners like Majina Ufanisi and Umande Trust. The result is a springing network of water kiosks in over 100 informal settlements and schools.
It can be assembled anytime. So if this youth feel like it's not getting any profits here, they can always take it somewhere else where they think it is a place where they can get more people. Top floors are used by the group to make as much money as they want, either from video shows, or some have done it as a hall, some have done it as rental offices. We try to lower the prices for these services, the water being 2 shillings, and the sanitation blocks would go for between 2 and 5 shillings.
Not just a water kiosk that provides water in itself, but the Habitat models of the kiosk also provide opportunity for solar panels.
So the solar panels are meant to, as you're waiting for your jerry can to get full, you're charging your mobile phone there. And maybe you're buying something from there. And the other option is also maybe some have M-Pesas. So you can also do your M-Pesa transaction there. So it's all this in a one-stop shop. You get some of the kind of water kiosks that are existing, they would close at around 6, 7 because of security issues, because of lighting issues. But now using the solar panels, we are extending the period of service You'll see some of them are servicing people until 9 p.m., which is good because that's when most of the people are coming back from work.
The organization, alongside partners, has also influenced relevant policies that ensure lower water tariffs for the poor.
The last 5 years, the budget, water ministry budget has moved from a paltry 4 billion Kenya shillings to now 36 billion Kenya shillings. And we have a graduated tariff. This graduated tariff is really meant to be a demand management tool, and it's also a tariff that is biased towards supporting the poor. For example, on the lowest bracket, between 0 to 60 cubic meters, and that is 6,000 liters of water. With the charges Kenya shillings 200.
Expanding access to electricity and safe water is a key goal set by Kenya's Vision 2030, the government's Marshall Development Plan, but energy remains a rare product, especially for Kenya's poor. Their energy needs are not adequately provided and are priced way above their means, yet energy is central to nearly every major challenge and opportunity the world faces today. Furthermore, the energy sector's inability to control market prices still pushes many consumers to inefficient energy sources whose continued use deplete the environment as much as it impacts negatively on human health.
Saa zingine inafanya hata watoto wakati wanasoma wanatoa machozi.
It's important that we treat energy as a security element, not just an additional aspect in our production strategy.
That is why organizations like Civil Society Urban Development Program and Umande Trust have come up with interventions that aid the poor living in diverse urban environments to overcome energy poverty. Umande Trust is focusing on projects that transform human waste into cheap and clean energy in form of biogas. One standard biodigester produces at least 12 cubic meters of biogas. 1 cubic meter of biogas will generate between 4,500 and 5,500 kilocalories per cubic meter of heat energy when burning effectively. This heat is sufficient to boil 100 liters of water or light a lamp with a brightness of between 60 and 100 watts for about 4 to 5 hours. 30 cubic meters of biogas is equivalent to 18 liters of diesel oil.
We're trying to balance the conventional kind of energy modes and what we're giving out. So we're telling them for 10 shillings and 50 shillings. 10 shillings mean you can cook anything that you want. One of the issues is to limit heat from the power centers. So we custom make like a small cubic meter of a bag and fill in the biogas and give it to people, maybe in a savings and credit scheme, or maybe using the sanitation development fund that we have, so people can repay at a smaller fee, but they're accessing the energy.
Tumetuletea hali ya usafi, upande wa maji, vyoo, na pia katika hali ya mradi. Hii itawezesha wanachama au wanaoishi katika kijiji hichi waweze kunufaika ama kupata mapato yao. Na kwa sasa hivi wenye wanafaidika hapa ni zaidi ya watu 10,000. Vikundi pia tunahamasisha vikundi sana kuwa na sisi. Na katika mpangilio ya mradi tuko na vikundi 30 ambayo wanaoperate katika mradi huu wa project ya Biocenter.
This initiative calls for private sector and national commitments and attracts global attention to the importance of energy for development and poverty alleviation. As part of its initiatives to engage citizens in decision-making and development processes, CSUDP has launched a participatory platform called the Urban Forum in Kenya's major towns, which host the largest urban poor populations.
Tunasema ya kuwa maendeleo bora yataleta mazingira bora. Sisi ni vijana lazima tushika.
The campaign slogan, "Whose town is it anyway?" is premised on the assumption that securing formal space for popular citizens' participation in the governance and management of the urban affairs to some extent guarantees possibilities for non-biased considerations when it comes to resource allocations and development priorities. The local campaign is therefore a rallying call to cultivate full sense of belonging and a sense of urban ownership where principles of inclusiveness and equity are embraced in the quest for dignity for all. The local urban forum has been launched in Kenya's urban centers in colorful and vibrant community-led campaigns with a spectacular symbolism statement carried in the local urban campaign torch. Already, this campaign platform has enabled constructive and informed engagement with the National Urban Development Policy formulation process, registering positive influence in the final form of the policy. In addition, the campaign motion has found favor with the municipal authorities of the 14 towns currently enlisted, establishing positive inertia for leading a popular campaign to situate the urban agenda at the core of the devolution process in Kenya.
With the new constitution, we talk of Wanjiku. You will be giving us direction. No more of grabbing of the public land.
This is the start, and it's going to be a success as we transit from the council to the county.
And like the Olympic torch that represents the bravery of sports people, the CSUDP local urban campaign torch is up and flaming in Kenya's urban centers as a constant reminder that the change people need lies with the people themselves.